Retrograde Amnesia is a member of the Greenlit Podcast Network, a coalition of creator-owned podcasts focused on video gaming, entertainment, and pop culture. Go to greenlitpodcast.com to find out about all the great shows on the network. Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, you cracking open a cold one?
Yes, sir.
Great. Would you like to crack open your web browser and go to patreon.com/retroam and support us on Patreon?
I would.
Okay, do that, please. And now, would you like to hear some hot sounds that I've recorded?
Yes.
Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast where we discuss classic JRPGs, chapter by chapter, beat by beat. In this series, we are covering Chrono Cross. Tonight, let us discover the lore that lies in the depths of Viper Manor and determine if this game is a sequel to Chrono Trigger or not. It is. My name is Chris. I'm joined by Eric. Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, good to see you again. What's going on?
I'm in your basement talking about a video game.
We are also joined tonight by the RealNet, a collective of patrons who are listening to us record live. Thank you for joining us tonight, RealNet. You too can join the RealNet at patreon.com/retroam.
We are also joined by the FakeNet, our post-production AI companion and grand podcast antagonist.
Yes.
Initializing FakeNet.
You both lack discipline.
Welcome, grand podcast antagonist. We appreciate you being here yet again.
You only appreciate how often I save your asses.
Eric, tonight we're heading to a new chapter. The chapter is called Viper Manor. Is the name of this chapter one of the following three? Pilfering from the jaws of fate, Where lies the key to the past, or Where time lost its broken shards?
Where lies the key to the past? The others are too stupid.
Congratulations.
Overt Xenogears references in both of them are a key giveaway, or are they not? You never know. There's actually, I think, a song on the soundtrack called like Faraway Promise or something like that too.
Lost Broken Shards, is the song I was referencing in that one. The first one I just came up with it. So congratulations, Eric, you got it.
Thank you. Ding noise.
Ding noise.
Now, Chris, if I can answer your question from earlier that may be edited out, we were just getting into Viper Manor with 3 characters, but now we're down to 2 because we are only 2 people.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Pierre, we're telling Pierre to fuck off.
Pierre is non-canon. Pierre has been put into cryo.
Indeed. So I'm rocking with Guile. You are rocking with Nikki, the rockin' bard, correct?
That's right.
So we left off when Kid suggested that we wait until nightfall.
Of course.
We talked about it last time, but we are treated to a beautiful CG render of Viper Manor, the 2 giant moons in the background, and I think a 4-winged dragon coming across the moonlight. Mm-hmm. Confirming the existence of both dragons and dual moons.
Well, this also implies some biology.
Yes.
In that planets with 2 moons, dragons spawn 4 wings and not 2.
Yes.
That's what I think that means.
Okay. Oh, so they are directly related.
Yeah.
Number of moons, number of wings. Gotcha.
Right, totally.
Okay. I'm for it.
If other dragons in this game have 2 wings, I will assume they came from a separate planet.
Yes. Okay. Good. So there's 3 possible places that you can start Viper Manor depending on who you brought with you. Are you familiar with these places?
They're all attached to the same map, right? You're not necessarily at a disadvantage.
Yes, so we're in the outskirts of Viper Manor. Pierre will, of course, come in through the front gate. Nikki will come up a drain pipe or something, and Guile's team will come up through the back near the dragon stables.
It's bold of Pierre especially, who's not with us, but to just barge in the front gate and then camp out for 9 hours.
Yeah, it's like they opened the gate and they went to sleep.
Like, this is the most protected militia headquarters in the entire archipelago. This guy just killed 6 of our guys and our mutant. It's fine. And
no one even notices. Those guys that are standing at the front, they're just chilling. Yeah, well, I mean, there are several hand-wavy things in this game, and that's just one of the few, or one of the many.
When we're coming in here, we're greeted by the tune, Snake Remains Chamber.
Snake Remains Chamber.
That's what I've got it called. What do you think it's called?
I have Viper Manor.
Cool. Either way, this is our sneaking song. This is the invasion for Chrono Cross.
Do you know the bass beat that's in the back of this thing? Mm-hmm. It sounds like it's something from a rap song. I thought it might be from Silk the Shaka's "It Ain't My Fault," but it's not. I checked.
You overlaid the beats?
No, I just listened to the song. And it's not even close.
I think we should overlay the beats right now.
No, we don't want any copyright strikes, Eric. Thank you for that, by the way.
So as Guile, where did you invade this place?
Well, the first thing I did was go up to the dragon stables.
No, man, what was your point of entry? Where'd you come in?
Oh, up through the back. Guile came up through the back because he came in via the bluffs that we traversed through last time.
Well, I got in the bottom right corner through a sewer grate.
Yes.
But yeah, the first place you naturally go, well, you said go there. It is a stealth sequence. We are doing stealth. The sneaky music, there's a spotlight illuminating pre-rendered floor, and guards are patrolling in every direction. But lucky for us, the guards are dumb as shit.
Yeah, they are. They're very easy to either run away from or just beat up as they come to you.
Yeah, it is kind of a weird caveat in this game that you can run away from any battle penalty-free. So getting caught necessarily doesn't mean getting caught.
Yes.
You're in bad shape.
There's also a giant spotlight.
Yeah.
That's going across the grass here.
Did you get hit by that? You know
I
what
did.
happens?
It just summons more guards and they come running at you.
Can you kill infinity guards?
I'm not 100% sure, but since this game plateaus its experience points, it wouldn't actually do you any good.
Man, I still get money. I got that purse I didn't disassemble.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Give me that money.
That's true. So, do you want to talk about the battles before we go and feed the dragons?
Yeah, sure.
It's mostly just more of those... oh, wait, by the way, how did the fake net say
Acacia.
that? Acacia.
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 We're going with that. Acacia is the new canon pronunciation. Okay. We do have to battle 4 Acasian privates in most of the battles, and sometimes I think those gold guys will show up as well.
Yeah, there's also a sergeant.
Yes, and when it swirls into the battle, when the battle loads up, we get to see the dual moons again. It looks really nice.
Yeah, it's the same screen that Pierre fought in when he battled Ketchup and Salt and Pepper War, who, by the way, can I call the Spice Boys now?
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
But the colors have been rearranged for night, which I'm not sure if that's just adjusting sliders and whatever Photoshop program they had in 1999.
Yeah.
It's still a neat touch.
Yeah, it looks great. I think it works for what it is.
Additionally, the sergeants drop a white element that's better than any of your other spells. I think it's called Miracle something. What is that? Do you have that? I didn't write it down, but it's...
Recover.
No, it's not Recover. It is an offensive magic.
Oh, Meteorite?
Meteorite, that's it.
Yeah,
they drop Meteorite. Meteorite's pretty good. It's a good element. Especially for Surge, who's white.
Yes, he's white.
His element's white.
Yes.
Surge is also white, I guess.
Appears to be a white boy. Okay. So, the first thing I did was sneak up into the dragon stables.
Mm-hmm.
It's quiet in here. Eric, this is where you could have got the save noise capture if not for your Game Shark idea.
Yeah, well, there's kind of like hissing every 3 seconds in there too, right?
Yeah, the dragons, they don't really make dragon sounds. They make kind of like...
Horse noises.
Hungry... If it feels like they down-mixed a horse and a cow or something, and they're just these hungry grunts that we're hearing every few seconds within here.
Chris, we live in Kentucky. When's the last time you were in a live stable?
A live stable?
A live stable with active horses in it.
Oh, God, I don't know. It's probably been like 30 years.
My guy's never been to the fair.
Oh, yeah. Okay, in that case, 1 year. We had to leave the horse stable in the cow area because my kids did not like the smell because...
Smells like shit.
It smells like shit.
It smells like shit.
And they're like, I can't do this. I'm like, you know what? That's totally fine with me. I don't want to be here either.
I may have told you about this, but the last time I was in a stable, an old retired horse was standing by itself and children were allowed to paint it with non-toxic paint.
Paint the horse?
Yeah.
Wow. Huh.
I felt bad. Anyway, there's a stable hand here, and he asks who we are. And before we can reply, he concludes that we are the new helpers that he was told about.
Yes.
His back gave out recently, and he can't feed the dragons. He wants us to take over.
Yes. He's not suspicious at all, by the way.
No, he's like, you're probably... It's like, I mean, these Viper Manor guards, like the last ones were like, oh, you guys are the exorcists, right? Well, go take care of this talking skull. And by the way, take it in your bag and take it with you. Yeah. You don't need this. So then Kid, apropos of nothing, asks him if he has a key to the manor. He says he does. And he'll give it to us if we help him out.
Yes, great scenario planning here, guys.
Yeah.
Get the key from the guy who wants you to feed the dragon who's not suspicious of you at all.
Do you think we saw a dragon cross that moon earlier to normalize dragons as being a thing people just have because there's dragons in a stable?
We've heard about Water Dragon Isle and things of that nature.
Yeah, but that could still be a legendary creature at this point.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, this does cement the reason why these guys are called Dragoons, because they fucking ride dragons.
Yeah.
Like, even though we haven't battled any of them that actually are on dragons, on Dragonback, but now we confirm the reason to be.
Do we know the true etymology of Dragoon with 2 O's? I mean, that was what Cain was in Final Fantasy IV, right?
Yeah, I'm sure there's some sort of literary allusion or something.
I have an idea. Fake net. Where does Dragoon come from?
Initializing fake net.
Dragoons originally were a class of mounted infantry who used horses for mobility, but dismounted to fight on foot. The name is derived from a type of firearm, called a Dragoon, which was a handgun version of a blunderbuss, carried by dragoons of the French army.
Very good.
Oh, thank you, FakeNet.
So how do we help this guy out?
Feed his goddamn dragons, Eric.
It's a mini game where you have to get 3 units of food from the left side, then deliver it to 5 different dragons on the north side. If they get too angry or something, they refuse to eat. This is like whack-a-mole, but annoying and bad instead of festive and good.
Do you know what I wrote?
What'd you write?
I wrote this as a pretty decent minigame.
It's okay.
I like this minigame.
Once you figure out the quirks of it, basically you can only have 3 like dragon pellets in your pocket at one time.
Yeah.
And the dragons make different motions that signify they're ready to let the big dog eat.
Yes.
And if you don't let them eat, they start turning different colors. And once they max out at like a deep dark red, you can't feed them anymore.
Then you're out. Yes. So there are 5 different levels of difficulty in this minigame.
Yes.
Feed 10 dragons, you get the key.
Yes.
And also a knee pad, which
Hell yeah.
which I believe is a defensive item. Feed 20 dragons, get the bronze helm.
Yup.
Feed 30, get the bronze mail.
Mm-hmm.
Feed 40, get recover all. Which
sounds essential to me.
It's a pretty good healing spell. I think it's more powerful than the dungeon itself. Like, it feels like when you have this, you shouldn't have it yet. It feels like you're cheating.
But that's part of the thing about like you've put in the work to get this hard thing.
Yeah, so I'm actually pretty happy with my reward here.
So with the way this game works, brief like battle mechanics check. If I don't burn the recover all in battle and I've got the right element level, will that be burned at the end under that use all non-dispensed elements to cure all, or will it just cure my character?
It will heal all.
Okay.
Yes, because I did equip this immediately.
So you're incentivized not to use it, basically.
Yes. So at 100, once you choose 100, feed 100 dragons, the guy says a man suffered a heart attack after getting to 99.
Yeah.
No one has ever gotten 100. Golly gee. So, Eric, are you did you become a master dragon feeder?
Absolutely not, man. I tried. Like, I failed the first time because I didn't quite get the mechanics, but 10, 20, 30, 40, I got those easy. Once it got to 100, it seemed impossible, and I looked up some strats, and it was like, oh, we'll just beat the game first, and then use some kind of slow motion thing. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, great.
I'm a true gamer.
How did you do this? Chris did it.
Yes.
He is the chosen one.
I found that it was a good combination of button mashing and keeping your stock full.
So did you just go to the left, mash X, and then go to the right and just
I would mash
the...
Yeah, I would mash X as soon as until I ran out of things, and I would go back and mash X.
Hey,
and
Chris.
Mash across.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
You're playing emulator, right?
Yeah, 0 save states.
Did you?
Zero save states.
You didn't slow down the frame rate?
Nope.
You didn't?
Nope.
Sure about that?
I mean, my frame rate might already be slightly slowed because of my intense CRT filter, but still, it worked. Actually, I felt like I was getting a little input delay in here, and I wasn't sure if that was a natural part of the game or something that was going on with my emulation.
I just failed to believe that Chris, at age 38, his skills and reaction times are better than mine, the young 36.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's upsetting.
I had a good time. I did become the master dragon feeder, is what he calls you, after I did this.
That's what I'm calling you the rest of this podcast.
Twice. You get the iron vest for doing this, by the way.
Which is way better than anything you can get right now, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I wonder if you could go disassemble it and then run back over to Termina and get, hey, I got iron.
Yeah.
I got iron.
I mean,
you wouldn't want to do that because it's good, but...
With as easy as you got into the Viper Manor, you should just be able to walk right out.
Just slip right back out.
And then come right back in.
You've already cleared the path.
Yes.
One of the Devas already knows you're there. He didn't give a shit.
Yep. So if you go back to where Pierre came in, you can get the turn yellow element.
Yes.
And I think there's a couple of other items that you can get, but I don't think they're of any consequence.
At this point, for some reason, I also noted there's a hint of neon on every surface, like the twin moods of the world maybe illuminate, like reflect off of each other based on their surface color and add color to night as opposed to just reflective of the sun, white light.
Yeah. Eventually, we must rush the front door and fight a larger group of dragoons.
Yeah, Dragon Master, more of them come out.
Yeah, they do, for sure. But it's pretty much a standard battle where you just have to use your strongest elements and you win.
We should keep track of battles where you win by not using your strongest elements. Or is that just a strat for the whole game? I'm starting to doubt the depth of this game's combat, but it's still early.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in time, I feel like a little bit later, there's some moments when you have to manage your elements a little bit.
Hey Chris, what's the War Rocket Ajax podcast about?
Well, Matt, if we were smart, it'd be about murders, but it's actually about comics.
War Rocket Ajax. It's not about murders, but it is weekly on the Greenlit Podcast Network.
Here at Chat of the Wild, our Game Club podcast, we have been using our lens of truth to do deep dives on the Legend of Zelda series, in order, covering 1 to 2 dungeons each episode. Our show also looks at Zelda-likes, such as Crusader of Senti, Golden Axe Warrior, and the bizarre journey of For the Frog, the Bell Tolls. Join us right now as we play Ari and the Secret of Seasons, our first new release since Season 1, or check out our past seasons breaking down nearly 20 action-adventure titles. New episodes drop every Wednesday, here on the Greenlit Podcast Network.
Let's go inside Viper Manor, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Inside this place, I would describe as ornate as hell.
Yeah? What music do you have playing?
Same music?
Lost Child of Time.
This is the same music as outside?
Not for me. It sounds similar, but it's different.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Probably.
So I'll have to get my title later.
You won't get the fake net will.
Okay, yeah. I'll let you know.
Initializing fake net.
No idea what Eric is talking about here. It's the same music.
So what are you seeing here when you walk in?
The first thing I noticed was the cool, shiny floors. We can see our reflection in the checkered floors.
The labor class has polished these things. Likely every day they get that buffer out.
Yeah, this place is definitely more of a manor than a fortress.
Yeah.
Because like from the angle that we see in that CG cutscene, it looks like a military fortress. But this place is called Viper Manor for a very good reason.
Yeah, it is a rich guy's house that a rich general bought and outfitted certain parts in military fortifications.
Yes, there's also an emblem of the dragon in the middle of the foyer, which appears to be the Acacia Dragoon's emblem.
Here, pneumatic device. What's the occasion? The acacia.
Ah, thank you, Eric. Appreciate that. This is an RPG, by the way.
Uh-huh.
So the first thing we have to do here is hit some switches. But before we do that, did you notice anything else that I missed?
There's 2 weird locked doors with cages, one front door, and the dumbest looking coiled snake statue I have ever seen.
Yeah, it is dumb, but it definitely does call out to you and say, hey, you need to press me.
Yeah, it makes me want to take a marble and put it at the top and see if it, spirals all the way down to come out and give me a gumball.
Yeah. It does look like a fucking
one of those
gumball
things.
machine.
It's a stupid gumball machine.
Yeah,
man.
you're right.
So you approach this snake statue and it's like, yo, what's the combination?
Mm-hmm.
I input the combination, which is something I guess, and then what happens?
Trapdoor.
A hole in the floor opens and I fall in it.
Yes.
All 3 of us 3-point ninja land in a cage with 3 guards in what I assume is a dungeon.
Yes.
The guards are impressed that we got by the other guards, but mystified at how we would fall for a trap like this.
Yes. I appreciate how Kid calls the Dragoons a bunch of dag nuts.
Dag nuts.
Dag nuts.
And then chickens.
Yes.
This prompts the guards to teach us a lesson. She was provoking them.
Yeah, she says bring it on, chums.
I wonder if dag nuts is like a secret slur against Dragoons.
Maybe.
Like it starts with a D. It's a possibility.
Yeah.
You fucking dag nuts.
It's true.
What do you think a dag nut actually means?
Oh, man. I mean, first you would have to understand what dag means.
Dagwood.
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 Who knows? Fake net, what's dag nuts mean?
Initializing fake net.
According to the Urban Dictionary, which went so well when we looked up mud pie, a dagnut is someone who is goofy.
The mud pie thing got us in trouble last time. I don't know if we need to ask Fake Net about any suggestive definitions.
Fake net, what's chum?
Initializing fake net.
A chum is a close friend, or something I would never be with either of you.
Anyway, those chums bring it on. They get owned by us, of course. And
yeah, it's the same doofuses we've been fighting outside.
Yeah, and because we've seen Star Wars, we take their armor and outfit ourselves so that we can sneak around Viper Manor.
It's also worth noting that the battle arena has changed to signify the Viper Manor. It's the dungeon that we're in. It's almost identical except for the sweet flame of the nearby torches.
Yes, the floors down here are not shiny, though.
No. And if you have Pashul, do you know what happens?
No.
She's not wearing one.
Oh, well, yeah, she's a dog.
She's just a dog, yeah.
She doesn't need to do it.
My pink dog that can talk is just here.
They should have given her a hat.
Is Pashul's mouth in your brain mind hanging? Is her tongue hanging out 100% of the time? Like, is she one of those dogs that has like a tongue that's 4 times too long for its mouth?
I read her as her mouth is open all the time.
Okay.
Because I've zoomed in on her battle model.
You just looked at it?
Yes.
Cool.
That's what I do for shits. So now we're on to some covert operations in Viper Manor.
Yeah. Did you go to...
I was going to ask you, do you want to go through some of the enemies first?
Sure.
Yeah. So first, let's just talk about the enemies that you can encounter across this area. The first thing I have written down is will-o-wisps. Mm-hmm. They will occasionally drop down from the ceiling. They look like low-effort lanterns.
Yeah.
They're just...
Yeah, if you walk on the red carpet, these things drop down.
Yeah.
If you stay off the carpet, you avoid them.
Also, some of the doors, they have eyeballs on them.
Yeah.
And if you go in those doors when the eyeballs are open, They will attack you.
They're called Portalgeist.
Yes, it's a great name. They're hellish eyeball doors with Satan tails and huge teeth.
And they barf up other enemies.
Someone spent a lot of time on these guys.
Yeah.
Like someone really wanted to have something cool.
I'm a big fan of living doors.
Indeed. What's your favorite living door in video games besides this one? There's a good living wall in Secret of Mana that I like a lot.
There's a good living wall in Final Fantasy 12.
Yeah.
There's a good living wall in Dark Souls.
I guess we could throw living walls into the mix. Anyway, someone spent a lot of time making these fellers, and you're right. They will barf out enemies after a couple turns, and sometimes those enemies are like Komodo dragons, and sometimes they're things that are from more recent areas in the game.
Do you know what my favorite trope enemy down here is?
Yes, no?
The hidden chest, the Boxer Boys.
Oh, yeah, the Boxer Boys. The Boxer Boys are cool.
There's certain chests that you walk up to and you open them up, and it's two enemies called Lil Boxer and Big Boxer, and you got to pick. One actually has a treat for you, and the other makes you fight them.
Yeah.
And if you fight them wrong, they say, "Too bad, wrong, sucker."
Sucker.
Sucker.
When I fight them, getting it right has granted me things like gold and an Ice Lance
Yes.
element.
Ice Lance is a pretty good element.
The interesting thing about this game, since you can run away from any battle, you just run away and then fight them again until you get it correct.
Yes. And I think we're going to find out from one of the NPCs down here that monsters started showing up here once the guest arrived.
Yes.
So there's actually, at least they give you a reason why there's monsters hanging out in the basement.
It seems weird that they're still like eating lunch and stuff when there's infestations of deadly monsters.
Maybe the monsters can sense that we are infiltrators, but they don't have the ability to tell anybody.
Yeah.
They just have to attack us.
Maybe. Makes sense.
So let's go through these rooms.
Okay.
You go left and you go into the dining room, and here you can pick up the Dragoon's Honor.
It's in a chest in the back.
Yes, that is the thing that Guile needs for his bet. He makes a comment about that. He's like, "Oh, I got it. I'm good now."
Well, I got it too. You can't have it, Guile. I left your ass behind at the bar.
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
But he has unique dialogue. He's like, "Shit, that's what I wanted. Let's get the hell out of here."
Yeah, that's basically it. One guy at the table tells us that since the general's guests showed up, monsters have been popping up in the manor. The other dude doesn't want to dishonor the general, but he's got a bad feeling about this. Also seen Star Wars, I guess.
One guy in the back says he's an envoy from Poor, here to see about the frozen flame. He also suspects a Poor spy inside of the Viper Manor.
Yes, slight correction. He's not an envoy. He's telling us that an envoy from Poor is here.
Oh, okay. So that guy thinks that Poor envoy is the spy.
He thinks that there's a Poor, or he knows that there is a Poor envoy here. That is information that is public, but he also thinks there's a spy in here trying to figure some other shit out. So also Glenn's here, and the dude at the table is telling him the code to the door. Glenn then makes a very, very obvious remark saying, "I better write this down." So this is our hint that we need to follow Glenn to figure out how to...
It's a code for a trapdoor that I had walked by earlier, and it changes every week.
It's the gumball machine thing that we talked about at the beginning of the
If
manor.
you're quick, you can actually follow Glenn back to the barracks, and he'll say the password out loud as he's writing it on the wall.
Yes.
What the fuck, dude?
It's weird. I don't know. I did read in the guide that I was following that this number is different.
Yes, it randomizes
every playthrough. So,
and even if you're not quick enough to witness him writing it down, it's still written on the wall because Glenn wrote it on the wall.
Yeah, for some reason, I actually got a little bit confused when I went over there because I thought I was supposed to get over next to his little nightstand area. Like I figured that's where he put the piece of paper, and I couldn't get there. So I left the room, came back in, and then beat Glenn to his spot.
Yeah.
And there was nothing there. And then I got trapped by Glenn. I couldn't get out. So I had to squeeze my way through.
All right, big question here, Chris.
Yeah.
Is Glenn an idiot, or was he just portrayed as clumsy and traumatized by the death of his idolized older brother?
I think...
Because this is some pretty, he's already got a bad rep around here, and he's making rookie mistakes.
I think we need to talk about the larger Dragoon training system. Think about how easy it was for us to get in here. Think about how... If you brought Pierre, you just camped out the front door until it got dark, and think about the fact that they have no Metal Gear alert system where they can alert their guards.
They have spotlights, but they only dispatch 2 guards at a time.
Yes, the Acacia Dragoons need to call a consultant.
Yeah,
and get their shit together.
They're great at war, but not necessarily from a defense position.
They're bad at creating processes. So yeah, I think maybe either Glenn is a dumbass or Glenn is just a product of his environment.
So then the middle room.
No, in the dining room we got to talk about Orcha.
Yeah, the dining room's separated into 2 pieces.
Okay.
You can walk into the kitchen from the dining room.
Gotcha. Sorry, go ahead.
The chef Orcha is furiously chopping up orange shards of meat and or vegetables.
Yeah, he's got 2 cleaver. He's going absolutely ham on these things.
He's going crazy in 5 frames per second glory.
It's great.
Did you speak to him?
Yeah, he's a portrait character. He's a burlesque man with a thick beard and a chef hat.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Can't you see I'm busy?" And then he yells at the dishwasher to get back to work.
Yeah, he says, stop goofing off.
Yeah. If you talk to him again, he mentions that lately his brain seems to shut down at night. He wonders if maybe he's overworked.
The dishwasher wishes he had chosen something easier, as he can't find time to investigate nothing, apparently, since he heard you listening.
Yeah, this is the spy. I don't think there's ever any narrative payoff for this, but he's the spy.
You know. Did you investigate Orch's cabinet?
Yes, I got a turn green in there.
Yeah.
Pretty
That's
cool.
what I like doing. So then you can go back. What, did you go to the barracks next? I believe it's the next room.
Yes, this is where you get the thing from Glenn.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of worry in this room, I think. The general gist here is that a lot of the Dragoons think that Poor may invade once they go out. Apparently the Dragoons are planning for some sort of expedition.
Do we know the physical location of Poor yet? Is it not this archipelago?
It's in Chrono Trigger, so it's a Xenon continent.
Okay.
Mainland city.
Chrono Trigger is just on one continent in the world? Do they actually restrict themselves like that? Have the discipline to do that?
I think there might be 2 main continents in Chrono Trigger.
But it's implied there's more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so as we mentioned before, Poor was not a military force in Chrono Trigger, but at some point they have become that since that game ended, I guess. And because the Dragoons are planning this expedition, these guards are worried that once they do that, Poor is going to attack the fortress. So,
as you do,
tension is high here.
Did you get all the Glenn slander here?
No.
One guy says that Glenn set off the trap again. He said he understands the pressure, though, after his brother Dario. And there's been one guy that notes it's been 3 years since Dario's death.
Yes.
And Miss Riddell has been heavy-hearted since then.
Mm-hmm.
All of the life has been sucked out of this manor. He suspects General Viper is also hurting inside.
Yes. We've gotten, in both here and in Termina, we've gotten a ton of lore about Dario's death, Glenn's relationship with Dario, and everything to go on, everything that's led to this point with Viper, but we still don't understand why General Viper has the power that he does, other than he's just this demagogue character that lives here and everybody worships.
See, there's a sleeping guy who's mumbling about a grand expedition happening soon, where all the Dragoons will be heading out. And then a guy in the back left corner says, have you seen the machinery outside? Miss Lucia, not Luca, has taken broken parts from Fort Dragonia and is using them to remodel the thing.
Yes.
What the heck? Did you see any machinery outside? What's she talking about?
I don't think that we have been allowed to see that yet. But
okay, but there's something out there?
Yeah, they mentioned that those parts are weaponry from an ancient lost super civilization.
Cool. I love those in RPGs.
Yes. So apparently we're going to be visiting something of that nature at some point in the future. It's nice this game is all along has seeded lots of little things via the NPC dialogue.
Yeah.
That's a really effective way to reinforce world building in JRPGs. And I can think back to like the original Dragon Quest where sometimes you would just talk to somebody and they'd be like, oh, hi, I'm in this house. Like that happens a lot in Suikoden where there's just, oh, I'm hungry. Oh, thanks, buddy. And there's no reinforcement of the world building in this game. Thus far, seems like either the dialogue is written either to be entertaining or to be specific to seeding lore elements into your brain, because this game's got a lot of it.
When you played this as 18-year-old Chris, were you as thorough with NPC chatting? Or did you just kind of not necessarily go a critical path, but like not talk to everyone and canvas everything?
I would go through the dialogue to make sure that it didn't have there was something important that I could acquire, but I'm not sure if I did as good of a job as I am now in terms of dissecting what that lore is.
I believe I did as well, just because I didn't want to keep running downstairs to the dial-up internet and checking. Well, actually, I think I had DSL at this point.
Yes.
But still, it wasn't something that was in your pocket, and you just want to be thorough and make sure you don't miss everything.
Mm-hmm.
Or you go to work or school and print out the whole fucking guide.
So,
did you get the code on the wall? What was your code, by the way? Did you write it down?
I think it was 4, then 6.
Mine was 9 to the right and 6 to the left.
Yeah.
Glenn thinks the general has been acting strange around the guest, and he wishes he could consult his brother on this one. So Glenn, Miss Brother, messing things up because Miss Brother, that's the Glenn mental evaluation here.
Yeah. And we keep hearing about the guest, and I was thinking,
being foreshadowed ominously.
Yeah, just like kind of when Karsh said he said that he would be here. So there's a lot of...
I read the Karsh, he is Viper at this point.
Yeah,
maybe informed by the guest, but I don't think Karsh takes orders from the guest. I think Karsh listens to Viper.
Interesting. Okay, I read it the opposite because the way he said he, or at least the way that was put in quotes, which is I think how it was written, made it seem like it was somebody extra.
Has the guest been gendered yet, or is it just the guest?
I don't. Guest.
Next, let's go upstairs.
So there's multiple
left-hand
guests.
side of the manor. There's another bedroom here.
It's where you're going to encounter your first Portalgeist.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
But the room next to that is the room you actually want to be in.
You can circumvent the portal, guys. Did you realize that?
Yeah, there's like a quick window where if it closes its eye, you can walk in the door and not fight it.
Yeah. So once you go inside this bedroom, there's a clown sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
Then once you sort of try to speak with her, you realize, first of all, at that point, you realize that it's a woman, and she's more of a jester.
Yeah,
and a clown.
This appears to be a guest bedroom. Is this the mysterious guest?
Could be, yeah. She, of course, looks like Harley Quinn from Batman, obviously.
I didn't know who that was at this point.
I think I probably did because I'd watched the cartoon.
Like Harlequin. It's a great play on words for a clown.
Yes. She says, "Sater, please shut up." And she's mumbling that in her sleep.
Yes. What does that mean? I took French in high school, Chris.
I don't know what "sater" means.
Did the French spell please with a Z?
No. That's an emphasis on her accent, I think.
I've read that her and Pierre speak the same kind of weird French accent.
Yeah, hers is much more in-depth than his is, though.
Yeah.
I think they insert more actual French into her dialogue.
Do you know why? Because Pierre's a poser.
Yes, he's not a real French. So in here, there's a turn black and a boxer boy in here. I went with the big boxer boy and got an arrow saucer.
Like another ice lance.
Yes. And that's about all in there. You can leave, and there is a large adult robot that's standing in the way.
Roborg.
Yes, Roborg. You can beat him up, and I think you can get copper once you beat these guys up.
Oh, nice. I think I beat up one later when I wanted to get back to his save point. But next, I went to the East Room with the, as you mentioned, vault. So when you get up there are 2 guards and that Roborg. They're in front of a treasure vault, and we need special permission to enter. They ask us to say the password.
Yes.
You can choose between, I don't know, Long Live General Viper, Karsh Rules, and Dragoons Forever. Chris, what did you pick?
Dragoons rule, my man.
That's not one of the choices. It's Karsh Rules or Dragoons Forever.
Isn't that what I said? Dragoons rule, my man.
No, you said Dragoons Rule. You combine them.
Oh, I did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn. Well,
cheat and a liar. Chris failed the test. It's a trick question anyway, asshole. There is no password. We only need to remain silent.
Yes.
That's the password.
Okay.
Kid,
well, I didn't do that, then I just beat them up.
Yeah, you can just destroy. I mean, you can choose to destroy them if you like and get 38 more gold for 2 human lives if that's worth it for you, monster.
Yeah.
So once you walk in there, if Kid is not in your party, she'll just be there already.
Mm-hmm.
Radical Dreamer. Kid is disappointed that the Frozen Flame is not here and resolves to just take whatever is in here, which any good thief would.
Yeah.
Let's see, another goddamn puzzle chest. There's also a bronze sword, bronze mail, and a hero shield.
Yes.
The vase comes to life. It says its name is Potty.
Oh, I missed this.
It's a spinning pot and has scarf arms. A goddamn genie spins out of it. And I want to turn red from that battle. So there's like a genie's lamp in there that you just, again, murder.
I totally missed that. Wow. That's cool.
The music stops when you look at the shiny necklace on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki says it's some kind of trap and we should leave it alone.
Yeah. I think in my case, Giles said the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. So what happened for you? Who just snatched it?
Kid.
She snatches it and we get Murphy bedded into a cage in the next room.
Yes, it's a silver pendant that we get and we are pulled into a laboratory.
A woman here notices us.
Yes, there are onion monsters here trapped in cages.
Yeah.
This is a very obvious mad scientist lab.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of little details throughout. It's messy as hell. Lots of whiteboarding has gone on here. Shit scribbled all over the walls.
She has blue hair. There's a bunch of enemies we've already fought in operating tables or in cages.
Yes.
Her accent, she says dat instead of that and generally speaks with the evil Russian scientist accent.
Yes. She's also wearing a hat that I'm unable to describe. She's got a weird hat on top of her head where her hair is coming out the other end of it.
Maybe it's a gift from Ultimecia because she uses K's instead of C's.
Oh, okay. That works. I like Ultimecia. That's a pretty good villain.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, she sees that we are not really dragoons, and she says that she is the scientific genius of Viper Manor. Her name is Lucia.
She was referenced earlier.
Yes, obviously using the term scientific genius or the word genius in general, and with the spelling of her name is a very obvious Luca pull here.
Is it? It has to be, right? Because in English, it's just one letter off. And Luca was into mad science. Luca from Chrono Trigger, by the way, in case you...
I looked it up, and her name is not even close to Luca in Japanese, so I don't know.
So they just... Okay, whatever.
Damn it, Richard.
She says, we will all be her guinea pigs.
Yeah.
Finish them, and then the garlic on the operating table comes to life.
Yes.
It's a Neo and Bulb, and there's 2 of them.
Yes.
You know what we get for beating them?
A star level.
That's right, we get a star level. Did you have any trouble with these things?
No, not really.
Me neither. Lucia says we have exceeded her expectations by defeating her bulbs.
Yes.
Then she says, now, please leave.
Yes.
If you speak to her, she says, I must input this battle data for future study. And then there's some animal noises.
Yes. If you go into the, I guess, the far left corner of this area, you can sort of speak with the cage, and there is an animal in there that is titled Mysterious Life Form. It says,
Hi, I'm Pip. My dream is to sail the vast sea someday on a big, huge ship.
Chris's voice was also pitched up for that because it's the same accent as Choo Choo.
Thank you.
It's a
mean
Pip is like a
Pashul?
posh. Did I say Choo Choo?
Yeah.
I did. I mean Pashul. Pip is like a Clefairy poodle thing.
Yeah, the Clefairy Poodle is great. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
You can unlock the cage so it can escape later.
Well, hold on. Pip asks me to unlock the cage, which is kind of a red flag because in the games like this, the adorable poodle toy thing is secretly like a demon from hell most of the time.
Did you say, so this is either a boss or a recruitable character?
Yes. Yeah, one of the two. You're not entirely sure. I mean, you're in a mad scientist lab.
Yeah.
So Pip says they will make their escape later. I open it up because I like doing things in this game. But the interesting thing is you speak with Lucia after you let Pip out, and she says Pip is an evolving monster. It will change its form as it battles, but it's too early to test out. That's why it's caged. Do not free it, please.
Yes.
But I think she secretly wants you to let it out so it can go evolve and fight shit.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't seem to care.
She's all about that data. She's definitely got a spreadsheet she's trying to fill out here.
And she has some more dialogue for you as you try to leave the door.
Yes, she says that she is interested in us and she will help us later if we come back. So
yeah, she can't leave right now.
She clearly has no loyalty to the Dragoons. I think she's just here to use their shit.
Oh, yeah, and she's excited. She says, I am willing to help you. Ha ha ha, I'll be waiting.
Yes. So then you can go outside and you can bust up another one of those roborgs if you want.
Yeah, they use the word bust up. I had to go bust that up because I have to go save because Eric's dinner is ready.
Oh, well, congrats.
The next door next to this has another eye. This room is a bunch of suits of armor and some axes and spears lined up on racks on the wall. And there's a cannon. Vanderkam's cannon is in here. And some twisty snake statues.
Go polish your cannons, Vanderkam.
There's a guy in the corner here. He says, watch out for traps. Don't touch anything.
Yeah, he's guarding the armory, but he's not actually guarding the armory. He's just telling you not to get fucked.
Yeah, you can... Did you do the little mini game that's back here?
Yeah, there's a mission...
If you look at the suits of armor, one has a missing shield.
Yeah, it's basically a missing shield puzzle, and you've got to find one off the wall, I think.
Yeah, the wall 2 inches to your right, it's got a decor shield.
Yes.
This creates a fight against 4 Man-O-Wars, which are suits of armor without humans, and 1 Man-O-Arms in the center, which has no shield.
Yeah, this is a pretty tough battle.
Yeah, it took me a long time to bust through all these guys. I didn't ever get close to death, but it just took forever.
Yeah, I was lucky that I had both Guile and Kid equipped with multiple Magna Bombs, so I had lots of attacks that attacked full sets of enemies.
That's smart.
So that helped me out a little bit.
I'd like to take a minute to talk about statistics.
Oh, sure.
I took statistics in college twice because I dropped it the first time because you shouldn't take 20 hours your freshman year.
No.
And the second time I took it, I did okay and got a C. But I'm still led to believe that when you have a 93% chance of doing something, you shouldn't miss 50% of the time. I'm missing all the time in this game. All I do is miss. I miss everything all the time, everywhere.
There are a lot of misses in this game.
I'm saying the stats are bullshit. They've juked the numbers. McNulty's fucked this shit up.
Is missing acceptable in JRPGs?
Absolutely, but I just think it does it at a greater degree than is necessary for a game. For a game like this, I think maybe they had the numbers in place, but maybe background checked them because the game was too easy. I don't know. Maybe it live updates based on how you're doing and makes you miss to just make every battle tenser than it should be.
I'm okay with missing in games like this because you have multiple opportunities to attack. If it's a game where you have to go a full round robin, then it really sucks when you miss.
Yeah. You mean turn-based by round robin, right?
Well,
as opposed to active time?
Yes. Either that or the fact that you in this game you get 2 to 4 opportunities to actually give a hit.
For the pinnacle of JRPG combat, please see Grandia 2.
Sure.
So I'm going upstairs next?
Well, did you do the...
Oh, you get a yellow element capsules from these guys. It's like different heals.
Did you do the snake statue pushing puzzle here?
Snake statue pushing puzzle?
Yeah, within this armory area.
I don't think so. What do you do with that?
Well, you can open another door to the side, but once you get up to the treasure chest, a hot steam mist starts to do 10 damage to you.
Cool. No, that didn't happen to me. I missed that.
And when you go back and talk to the guard, he says that we have to bring the general here to get it.
So that means you're going to recruit a general at some point. He's going to be in your party.
Yeah, I guess. Not sure.
Only he can sustain the steam.
Yeah.
With his long dark coat.
So let's go talk to Zoah?
Yeah, upstairs is another hallway. It has 2 doors, but only one guarded by an eye. I picked the eye one, and who's behind it? Our Beefcake Boy.
Yes, Beefcake Helmet Boy, Zoah.
He's on the bed, sleeping inside of his mask with no sheets.
He He appears to be a cat owner, by the way.
Yes, of course, like any good boy. He doesn't notice us wandering around his personal room.
Yes.
Which is a couch with a circular table, a desk, and a painting that depicts a large egg.
Yes.
His hanging lamps are twinkling with candlelight, and there's a big treasure chest at the end of the room.
Mm-hmm.
If you speak to Zoah, he replies with 6 capital Z's, so even his capital speaking motif translates to sleep.
Great.
If you try to take the chest, he says, "Arg," and sits up like Dracula.
Yeah. His senses only activate when someone's trying to steal some of his shit.
It's like Major Payne who sleeps with his eyes open. The kids take his candy. He says, capital letters, what? What is it? And you can ask Zoah I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions.
Yes. You can ask him who he is.
Yes, or never mind. And if you say, who are you?
He says he is one of the 4 of valiant Devas of the Acacia Dragoons.
Yes. Acacia
Dragoons. We learned that there are only 3 currently active Dragoons, Karsh, Marcy, and Zoah. Their leader, Dario, died in an accident 3 years ago.
Marcy's a new name for us here, right?
Yes, and again, we're like, even if you didn't explore Termina very well, or you didn't talk to all the guards in here, like they're making sure that you know that Dario died 3 years ago.
Yeah,
that's very important.
They're laying
fact.
this on.
Yeah.
Your next question can be, tell me about Dario, but do you know what I thought of as I said that?
What's that?
This sequence, like this sequence and upcoming with Karsh remind me of, is Commander Shepard, when you get to ask people about lore, he'll cross in Mass Effect, he'll just cross his arms and go, tell me about Dario. Yes. And then the person will just speak for 5 minutes. You're doing this shit.
I thought about that section in early portions of Xenogears when you first find out about Solaris and Bart has to go ask Sigurd a bunch of lore questions early on in the game. You know what the significance of that is? That's where the ding noise was born in this podcast.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The quiz.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you, YouTube.
Please see our Xenogears podcast. It's pretty good.
Xenogears save noise.
Tell me more about Dario, Eric.
He wielded the holy sword, Einlanzer, and was a trusted confidant of General Viper. He was engaged to the general's daughter, Miss Riddell, and was next in line to become head of the Viper clan. He died an honorable death during his mission to the Isle of the Damned 3 years ago.
Isle of the Damned, that's the name of the song in the Mojo dance basement.
Yeah. We'll have to decide if that's thematic or they just wanted creepy swamp music for that guy's basement.
Yeah.
Karsh was on the same mission, but refuses to say much about it.
Yes.
Dario and Karsh were childhood friends, always competing with one another. Dario died soon after he was engaged. There are a lot of rumors about his death.
I love how Zoah is so complete in his answers. Even though he appears to be this giant brute, he's very complete and considerate in the answers that he gives us. And he never looks at us and says, hey, you guys are Dragoons. Why don't you know any of this shit?
Yeah, he's a man of his word. Like, he let Surge and everybody into Viper Manor just a couple hours ago.
Yeah, because they won a battle.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy knows what he's doing.
Yes.
So, Dario marrying the general's daughter, do you think that's a political move, or do you think there is true love there, Chris?
Wow. I mean, I always err to the side of political move in this case, but you never know. I mean, these people are amongst each other, and that's kind of what happens when you are amongst small groups, is people start marrying.
Chris, do you think we'll find the truth about Dario's death in this video game? This death has been heavily hinted and suggested by every character we've spoken to for the last 2 hours?
I think that is obvious, but my question for you is, are we going to find a better character than Zoah?
Ooh, man, we actually should power rank the characters this time.
I want to keep a running tab on who our collective favorite character is right now. It doesn't have to be a character that we have, just somebody that we've met. Right now, because of the angle of the scene where he jumped out of the tree, and his honor and his he's sort of like he's got like a sweet personality where if you ask him a question, he's going to give you a complete thoughtful answer. So Zoah is my current.
So as number 1, can I submit a strong number 2?
Yes.
Our mentor Radius, who killed us to teach us a lesson.
I do like Radius can be number 2.
Okay.
How many should we hold? Should it be 3?
Yeah, who's number 3?
I really like Kid.
Yeah, Kid's okay, but I don't know, man.
Pashul? Mojo. It's Mojo.
It's Mojo.
Okay.
It's really Mojo. I'll never use Mojo, but goddamn, it's Mojo.
Okay. Great. All right.
So, this chest in the back.
Yes.
If you try to take it again once he's conscious, Zoah tells you that only he can open it.
Yes. Oh, I guess we're going to get Zoah one day.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
We've got a lot more lore and plot to unpack, and we don't have time to do it on this podcast, but we will do it on the next podcast as we continue to explore Viper Manor. But first, let's consult the RealNet.
Initializing RealNet.
I don't know what this means. Maybe you can help me unpack it here. Okay. SSC Ninja says, I'll make a preemptive comment about feeding dragons and a crossover comment about making nobles happy in FF9 and how we could cover both bases by just feeding the nobles to the dragons.
I mean, the nobles in Final Fantasy IX, that's in the night town. I can't think of its name, but Dr. Tott's back there and you guys almost murder him. What's that town's name? Shit.
I don't know, but this is a great eat the rich comment. Feed the rich to dragons.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Trino? Trinco? I think it's Trino. Final Fantasy IX's so good.
That's probably the one I have of the ones I've played, I have the least familiarity with.
The surrogate memories?
Yeah. Alter Impulse likes the Spice Boys.
Yeah, Spice Boys. I mean, I'm sure I came up with it, but I'm sure someone else has simultaneously come up with it over the last 20 years.
Yes. And
Also, I don't know if we see them too much longer.
Yeah,
I think they might be done.
We've been tutorialized to the max. Anamor says, dragon making horse noises just like Suikoden. True. Alter Impulse says, never ask the fake net what blue waffle is.
Too late, just did.
Initializing fake net.
Jesus Christ, I am not saying that.
Way to go, thanks.
Thanks, Alter Impulse. We appreciate that. This is a good point from Alter Impulse. It says, ha 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 ha, the Boxer Boys are the funniest mimics ever. They're actually fun, which is true because usually mimics in video games suck ass.
They're terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, they're terrifying from a visual perspective, and they also suck from the perspective of, like, they're not fun to fight. They're usually way too strong, and you're also like, oh, man, I didn't want to do a battle here. But in this case, you at least get something.
I think in Bloodborne, you can get one for a head.
Ew.
With the tongue flying out and shit.
Ugh. That's kind of...
like a helmet.
That's terrifying. Alter Impulse says, Viper versus Ramses 1v1. Who would lose first?
I gotta say, Ramses loses every fight he's in, man.
Yeah, I'm going with Ramses. We haven't met Viper yet in this game, or at least we don't know much about him, so. Alter Impulse says, you found the Zoah. The Zoah.
Zoah's a town in Panzer Dragoon, I agree.
Zoah. Carfo says, once you get Eagle Eye, which is, I think, an element or an item, 99% hit guarantee, the game becomes easier. Cool.
Shadow Eye.
Cool. Okay, thank you, RealNet, for joining us tonight. We will see you next time. This episode is a production of Retrograde Amnesia, recorded on today, August 26th, 2020. Thank you, Mark
Shepard,
for the intro track.
You're welcome, Chris.
Find us on Twitter at Retro Amnesia Pod. Subscribe, rate, and review us wherever you get your podcasts. More importantly, tell your friends, spread the word. Email us at retrogradeamnesiapodcast@gmail.com. If you like the show, please consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/retroam. Get early access, bonus episodes, miniseries, and more. Also, check out the Xenogears podcast if you have not. Until next time, Eric.
Yes, we will kill God.
And now, you may go back to sleep.
Pashul, Pashul, and then Pashul. Pashul talks as Pashul, then Pashul poshes in a shul.
Yeah, you don't seem to be popping too much. Okay, great. Let me get a good 2 inches of that thing.
So am I supposed to direct my voice right into it, or from the side? Okay, so from the side, so it like
you're directing
captures...
your voice into it, but you're aiming your plosives at your notes. You know what plosive is?
No, what the fuck does that mean?
It's when you. Well, that's good to know. Where did we leave off last time? It's been a couple of
Chris,
weeks.
what the hell's the real net?
God. We are also joined tonight by the Real Net, a comprehensive podcast. Okay, let's go back in time real quick and do the title game.
Groff noise.
My apologies. No, I'm actually going to put it at the beginning, bitch.
I'm going to put the Groff noise here. I'll find it out. I'll know when we're talking about. I'll put the Groff noise anyway. You can't stop me.
Let's see here. Where'd it go?
Lucia. Well, I've heard multiple people like on a Reddit say that he'll give you a call.
I don't know.
Maybe it's a random thing.
I don't know where I bought it from.
Oh yeah, did you buy it from a torrent, Chris?
No, I think I actually bought it because I liked doing yoga for a long period of time. I still like yoga, and it's pretty good. I liked it.
DDP.
Anyway.
Getting smacky with Chris and Eric. Your drive time today. There's traffic on the Watterson. I've stepped in a lot of cow shit in my life.